Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Eternal Midnight. I'm Santino here with Chad. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's up tonight?
And
Or
today,
this morning, whatever it is.
is a big week for comic book movies because a new one was released. James
Finally.
Gunn's The Suicide Squad. So, Chad, start us off, man. What did you think of The Suicide Squad?
This movie was awesome. Just from that opening 15 minutes, I was like, oh, we're in for a treat. I mean, we'll talk. I don't want to go we'll go more spoilers in the second half. So I guess okay, let's just do like a 5 minute like non-spoiler review, I
Right.
guess, and then you can tune out if you want, or just fast forward. But it was just like from the opening scene on the beach, it's like I already knew we were in for an awesome time.
I knew also, you were messaging me, and you're like, dude, you're gonna love it. I was like, yeah, I know, but I'm waiting for it to arrive here in the Philippines. And I was like, yeah, I know, but it's gonna be so good. Like, okay, yeah, I know, I'm waiting for it. And Gunn is a master with these characters. He really is. I don't care
He
what
did a
anything
great job with these characters. He did an amazing job with these characters.
I like,
I felt so, and I'm not gonna lie, I felt so bad messaging you during the movie because I knew how much you wanted to see this. And it's like, I'm sitting there, IMAX, like second row IMAX, large fucking beer, kicking back, theater's full, everyone's like living life, laughing at the movie, having a good time. And I'm like, and you're just sitting there and you're like, God damn it, all I'm gonna be able to watch this on is my laptop.
it was so good. I mean, like, I think it's my favorite DCEU film, but it's not the best. It's like a favorite, you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between favorite and best. Like, favorite is like you're biased without factoring in.
Favorite is just your love, quality be damned.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think I like this the best. My favorite, because like it's just so
So
fun.
what
Like,
is the best, if you don't mind me asking? What is your, in your opinion,
JL,
the best?
either JL or Man of Steel,
No,
not the
solid.
2017 version.
The real Justice League.
No, but the thing with the Suicide Squad is it's like I, I'm sorry, I have to get into spoilers. It's like I can't.
Well, hold up. No, it's just non-spoiler, just for as long as we can, and then we'll announce spoilers.
All right, so do you think
Just overall, what was it overall that you made you love this movie?
I think what made me love this movie more is the fact that well, for one, the R rating helps because I never supported the PG-13ified Suicide Squad that we got in 2016. I felt like it was like, okay, this is just them holding back because like the Suicide Squad, they're not the Avengers or the Justice League. I mean, like they're villains, so they have unorthodox methods. So make it R, please.
And they're going to be evil, and they're going to
Yeah,
swear, and they're going to kill people, and it's going to be violent and brutal and awesome.
and also
Some of
overall,
the deaths in this movie were just awesome, so badass to watch.
and also
Basically, any
overall,
scene with King Shark killing people was amazing.
it's like the fact that for one, why I liked it is because the character interactions are great, and like these are characters you don't know, that you've never heard of. These are like C-list, D-list, E-list characters. Like you don't know these people,
I
and
never
yet
thought I would give a shit about Polka Dot Man.
or Ratcatcher too,
Ratcatcher too.
or
I
or or Bloodsport. Like who has ever heard of Bloodsport? I mean, like the
or
only one you'll
Peacemaker.
actually
I'd never heard of Peacemaker before this film, and by the end of it, I was like, yes.
or or you know the like going to this movie, um you'll only know one person, and that's Harley Quinn in this
Mhm.
yeah,
And Flag.
and Flag if you see this, and if you remember him from the first one, because like he was kind of
Wow, if you remember him, wow.
yeah. I mean, like, okay, so going into like a bit of spoiler territory.
So yeah, we're going spoiler. So non-spoiler, yeah, it was a blast. Gunn knew what he was doing with the characters. He did a great job with them. It's a fun as hell movie overall. Spoiler time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. So like this movie only uses like okay. The first thing is you only if you watch the original Suicide Squad, there's only three. There's only three characters that they used from the original Suicide Squad in this movie. That's Boomerang, Harley, and Flag, and two
And
of
what's
them
her
die.
face? And what's her face? Waller.
You know, I'm not part of the not the actual like not excluding Waller because
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
watching Captain Boomerang die in the first 5 minutes, I was like, okay, there he goes. He got fucking demolished. Was he the one who had the helicopter fall on him?
yeah, he got demolished. He got okay. So like
He dies with his hand up
biggest-
in the air with his boomerang in his hand.
the biggest expectation subversion that Gunn does in this movie is like you know how in that DC fandom event like there's that promo of all these characters like coming together like in this giant squad. Yeah, like
They kill
80%
off
of them
over
die
half
in
of
the
them.
first. 80% of them die in the first 10 minutes.
And it's like, we knew he said, like, don't get attached. It's like, I was expecting them to die periodically throughout the film. I wasn't expecting just like a giant wash of them to all die in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like if you go back to our fandom like DC fandom talk, like Vidal was saying like, oh, you know, like Pete Davidson's in this, and he's like, he's probably gonna be a Slipknot character. I can't make little did you know that they were all Slipknot characters. they were all Slipknots in this movie. Like
But they did it so much better. Like everyone just like died brutally. Like what's his face? TDK?
Yeah, like I thought TDK would survive at least halfway through because it's Nathan Fillion.
No. His arms pop off, they get shot to shit, and he dies. It's like, oh. Who was that purple and orange chick?
Mongal.
She lasted about 30 seconds. She jumps on a helicopter, it crashes, and she burns to death.
Pete Davidson dies
Gets
first.
his fucking head blown off.
He gets his fucking head blown off. Like half of it is gone. Like
And they show it. They show him laying there with half his face missing.
and like
and it's like, what a hell of a start for a film.
Like,
I'm
yeah,
all in.
Like and masterful editing by Gunn. It's like you have this role called like you have Michael Rooker and Pete Davidson and Nathan Fillion, like big names in Hollywood, and they all die in the first 10 minutes. Like I honestly thought like Nathan Fillion would like last until like at least halfway through, but no.
Yeah, no, he lasted 5 minutes. Just shot to shit. So yeah, like the opening bloodbath, the only survivors are Harley,
And
Flag, and Weasel.
Oh right, yeah, Weasel survived. Like even though
Well,
like,
I think it's because Weasel was so stupid that like he thought he was dead, even though he really wasn't. And he somehow made it.
so yeah,
But
so
then it's like we jump to like team
Chad,
2.
And to anyone who's listening, all right? And to anyone who's listening, like this happens all before the opening credits. Can you imagine
opening
that?
credits start playing over everybody's dead bodies.
Yeah, we look like an old twangy western song, like "All my friends are dead, all my friends are dead." You're like, I don't know about you guys, but I was laughing my ass off.
Oh, I was dying. I literally, when I started texting you, I was like 10, 15 minutes into the movie already. I'm like, dude, I knew it. From that opening beach scene, I was like, he's going to love this. I have to tell him and reassure him.
It's like, all my friends are dead. All my friends are dead. And like, you see Boomerang's like charred hands sticking out of like the fucking helicopter. Like, Mongal's burned. Pete Davidson's head is like shot to shit. Like, Nathan Fillion's like on the ground, like, oh. Like, and then,
DDK is like bleeding out the mouth and like convulsing.
And you see Amanda Waller smiling, like, yeah, I planned this. I knew this was gonna happen. Like, bitch, wow.
And what's his face? Michael Rooker tries to escape, and nope, she blows his head off, and that starts the opening credits. His blood starts the opening credits.
Oh my god.
And then it's just like from there, it's just, I mean, we don't need to go over every scene, but it's just like.
Yeah, and from there, we focus on the real Suicide Squad, which is Team B, which is Peacemaker, played by John Cena, Bloodsport by
Amazing.
Idris Elba, Harley, who survived because DC's not. I'm sure like Warner Brothers gave them.
They're never gonna. The
Yeah,
only time they're gonna kill her off is when Margot Robbie wants out.
yeah, Warner Brothers, like I'm sure gave Gunn the memo, like do whatever the fuck you want, but don't kill Harley Quinn. That's like
Do whatever you want, but you can't kill her.
yeah, you can't kill Harley Quinn because Harley Quinn survived this, and then so the Suicide Squad is Bloodsport, Idris Elba, Peacemaker by John Cena, Ratcatcher, who played by that actress I can't remember the name, Polka Dot Man from that guy from the two Ant-Man movies and the Dark Knight, and King Shark by Sylvester Stallone. And yeah, that's the team. Oh yeah, and Flag. And Flag was also part of this. Like he survived that too. So yeah, I mean so basically,
and then from there, it's just comedy and violence making their way across the island to get to Jotunheim to find Starro. And it's just this is one of those movies where it's like, I guarantee we're gonna have people like, oh, the villains were weak. The villains on the island, I guess. I mean, everyone's a villain technically, but it's like the non super villains, we'll call them the El Presidente. It's like that was actually a good scene when Harley kills him. It's like nice character continuation. The dialogue she has about it was perfect.
I like the small details where like usually like in Hollywood movies these days, it's like there's this, like Harley makes this big speech like I was abused, but now I don't belong to anyone. Like it's not like that. It's like the small details are that like her tattoo is property of no one, and it's like yeah, I'm not Mr. J's property anymore. And then like that scene where she kills the president, it's like I'm sorry. I promise that if there were any red flags, I would immediately get rid of them. And yeah, so like he seems so nice, but killing children is a red flag for me. So sorry. You look prettier like this, by the way. He's bleeding out, and she's like, oh fuck. And by the way, my favorite scene in the entire movie is is Harley Quinn in that jail cell, and she's like, and then the guy's like, how many metahumans did you bring in here? And Harley's like, 69. Like 69? How did you?
The bearded dude leans in and whispers to him, and he's like, you bitch.
And then like my favorite scene in the entire movie is Harley's escape, where she's like, like she takes those guns and like she's spinning around and shooting them.
All that shit with the flowers.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. I swear.
See, my favorite scene was when Bloodsport and Peacemaker were like eyeing each other up and showing who had the bigger dick while wiping out the entire camp of rebels. Just all this brutally murdering all these people, and then they're just like, my men didn't tell us that you were coming. Oh shit.
No, we didn't see any men. And like, and then Pawan's like, I turned them all into my mother and I killed them. I was like, what?
Dude, Polka Dot Man was amazing. Like, you feel so bad for this guy by the end of the movie.
Dude, Polka Dot Man was awesome. But
he has a building fall on him.
But Chad, I think I have to say this. I think the best kill for me was when Peacemaker fucking chopped up that guy like he was a cow. I think that sleeping dude, like he grabbed his axe and like he.
Oh, he just like starts hacking him to pieces as he's walking down his bed.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Or it's when Bloodsport shoots the fan and the fan lands on the guy's genitals and like
This movie has so many scenes like that. It's just you know what? I'm sure there's gonna be people out there who aren't fans, and that's not an issue. But it's like, for me, I had a good time. I thought it was funny. I thought the story was cool, and unfortunately, it's not unfortunate for me. It's unfortunate for others. I know there's gonna be people out there who say they hate what they did with Starro, and you know what? Sure, fine. I guess I can give you that if Starro means the world to you and you really wanted to see this character, but I'm sorry, Marvel and DC, Sony, X-Men, they've all butchered multiple villains. Like, I'm not saying it's forgivable, but it's like, I'm not saying I'm like used to it, but it's like, Starro doesn't mean anything to me. All Starro means to me is he was like the first villain the Justice League fought in the comics. That's all he means to me. So for me, it's like, he still took over basically the entire island, and it was still a credible threat. They found a way to beat him, and it made sense.
And let's not forget, Chet, that Starro in this version he was trapped for like so long in like this cage. So like when he went out, he didn't exactly like.
He wasn't really Starro the Conqueror when they first found him.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's like I said, there's gonna be people who hate it, but I mean, I'm all I can say is I'm sorry. I guess they ruined a villain you wanted to see, but I think in these movies we've all had villains ruined that we've wanted to see.
Yeah,
so
sure.
if it means something, if the character meant something to you, have at it. I won't debate with anyone who says they ruined him. I wanted to see Starro. I'll just go, hey, I'm sorry they did that to a character you liked. Yeah. But it didn't hamper my enjoyment of the film.
Exactly.
And one thing, I did like how they kind of did the opposite with Bloodsport and his daughter that they did with Deathstroke and his daughter.
Oh, yeah. Because Bloodsport...
Like, Deathstroke and his daughter are like, oh, I love you, daughter. I want to be with you. And Bloodsport's just, fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you.
They just saying fuck you back and forth.
That was hilarious.
That was great. And what a bitch Waller is. If you don't fight on my team, I bring your daughter here. I'm like, wow. You're gonna bring a 16-year-old to Belle Reve, you bitch.
Oh, that was brutal.
That was cold. So let's talk about some of the deaths. Like we said, we knew lots of them were gonna happen.
Yeah.
I did not think Flag was going to die.
Me also, actually, I did not think Flag was going to die.
I think as soon as I saw Peacemaker stick his gun in his face, I knew he was going to die. But it was like before that, I was like, all right, Flag's going to make it out. And then because I knew, because we already know Peacemaker's getting the TV show. So I was like, okay. And then he died anyways. I'm like, okay, the show's going to be a prequel. Oh, and then the post-credit scene, he's alive. And I'm like, oh, good. And so the show's not going to be a stupid prequel show. Perfect.
Yeah, but you know what I liked about it, honestly? I liked Flag's character development. Because in the first Suicide Squad, that's what I love. It's like Gunn didn't say, okay, the first Suicide Squad never happened. Because Flag likes the team right now. He doesn't think they're all criminals and assholes. Like he acknowledges Harley with respect. Boomerang. And
Harley were friends. They openly admitted it to each other.
Yeah, they were friends. Yeah, exactly. Like before they go to Jotunheim, Rick Flag's like, no, we have to get her first. And that's what I love. That's why I like Harley's development. Harley's development and Flag's development also. And when Flag finds out that the government is again covering shit up, he's like, I'm so done with this.
Yeah, it speaks to his character.
I understand completely, dude. Because I would be done with it too.
Yeah, and it's a shame we lost him, but you know what? The movie's called Suicide Squad. These people get fucking killed. And you know what? That's, as weird as this is going to sound, this is probably the most realistic of the comic book genre because of Marvel and DC, I would say. Because, sorry, you watch something like Infinity War. Barely anybody died. Really? Not one hero died on Titan. Not one hero died in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Tony Stark is the only casualty of the big players to die in Endgame. Bullshit. Like, that's why Suicide Squad, in my opinion, gets it right. Because you know what? Sometimes the big names die. That's just what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's probably realistic. Blackguard, going in front and say, hey, it's me, and gets fucking shot in the head.
Yeah, he's a villain. They're not going to keep him alive, even though he betrayed his team. They're like, good. He got his team here. Kill him. He's a liability.
And I also like Ratcatcher's development. It's like Ratcatcher and, Bloodsport, they have this, Ratcatcher, I lost my father, and there's also I lost my daughter. So they find some sort of semblance together. And I do like the fact that Bloodsport has a fear of rats. I just found it hilarious.
For no reason.
But yeah, I mean, like, what else want to say about it, Chad? I mean, like, aside from
I just say get out and watch it if you haven't seen it. I
yeah,
definitely say go watch it. This is a fun time. It's a blast of a film. It's not overly complex. It's not woke. It's not pushing an agenda. It's a fucking violent ass supervillain war movie.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, go watch it. You'll have a great time. Unless you're a purist, then you'll hate it.
Perfect. So man, I, mean, I guess that's all we can say because like, there's not much to say. I mean, like, it's a good movie. It's a good movie if you know what you're getting into. Like I'd say like if you want violence, if you want death, blood, dicks, tits, and all that shit. You know, if you want all of that, like this is not.
Milton.
If you want that, then this is perfect for you guys because it's like this is not your typical superhero movie. It's not like Marvel or even like Justice League from Zack Snyder. It's not. It's a
Oh, it's
it's a
completely different from
brutal,
Justice League. It's
bloody
amazing.
bloodbath. It's a brutal, bloody bloodbath of like all these characters who you've never seen, but and they all get killed in like various unique, creative ways. That's what it is. So if you
Exactly.
like that, then go for it. So
Go watch the movie. Support it, guys.
support it, guys. Yeah, please. So yeah, I am Santino signing off.
I'm Chad. Adios.